There should be a real public outcry, an uproar that 5,000 kids under the age of 5 years old die every single day because of dirty water, because of waterborne disease, because of waterborne illness. That's a legit stat from like UNICEF or one of those like legit places.
5,000
a day. It's like it fluctuates from like 4,700 or something to 5,000 a day. And like for me, man, I've held two of those children, you know. I've dug the grave. I've had blisters on my hands. I've had a little dude named Andy Bo, his blood on my hands. And like bro, it wrecks me. And like that's why I'm so passionate about this thing. And like I come back and like I get it. Ebola's terrible and we need to knock it out because it can take out so many people. But why? Why are people not like, why don't they have their eyes open, their ears open, their heart open to hearing about 5,000 kids dying every day? I've been to the funeral of 5 other kids. I've seen the grave of 9 or 10 others besides that. Like, and these are just among the pygmies. I've seen the funerals going on of their oppressors, like the slave masters and the Makpala, the non-pygmies that surround them. Their kids are dying of dirty water. And it's not, I don't mean to go crazy, but
no, it's not crazy at all. That statistic is crazy. 5,000 a day.
A day, and they're under 5 years old. So I mean, I don't know how many with the 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. You know, I've been to the funerals of those kids.
We are very strange about what we have, what we focus our attention on, and the Ebola thing is just something that was over here, and because we were worried about it coming over here, and being a problem over here. It's so convenient for people to not look at impoverished third world countries, people that are just, they've always been in this sort of state of poverty, so we just sort of accept them at being like that, and we don't think that they necessarily, that they have to live the way we live or have access to clean water and medical. We just don't even think about it. We worry about Cecil the lion.
Yeah.
You know, the fucking outrage about Cecil the lion where everybody's going nuts and freaking out. Yeah, I mean, look, poaching's terrible. It's awful. Animals are beautiful. You know, I get it. But the way we reacted to that, to know your statistic, to know that what you just said, that 5,000 little kids die every day from dirty water, and people aren't freaking out about that.
I think it's like every 20 seconds.
That's insane.
I think it's every 20 seconds.
That's really hard to swallow.
Yeah, and bro, like
wow,
that was my
5,000 is that's so crazy. Just think about 5,000 dead bodies every day and have them being little kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing that really wrecked me with that was, so I spoke at this university in Oklahoma. It's slipping my name, or the name's slipping me, but their students, this is right when I got back from Congo, and they had heard about what I was doing. I think it was Southern, it's in Oklahoma City, SNU, and they said, come speak to our students. We want to try to raise enough for a water well. And dude, they set out in their courtyard. 5,000 white flags. And this is a massive courtyard. They set out 5,000 little white flags, and on it said the stat that's 5,000 kids every day die of dirty water. And so I saw that right before I went up and spoke, and I went and saw the courtyard, and it just wrecked me because, like, for me, like, the people that see that, like, the stat can go in one ear, it can jack with you for a little bit, it can mess with your mind, it can mess with your heart, but it's so easy to go in one ear and out the other. Or once you sleep, you know, you're not going to wake up thinking about that just from seeing those white flags. And so I grabbed one of those white flags, and hopefully some of the people just from seeing those flags will get it. But like, I had to write Andy Bo on the back. And then when I got up and spoke, I showed them. I'm like, hey, every one of these white flags, you see it, you saw it, like, it's a terrible statistic, but the real statistic is that each and every one of those flags has a name. Like, it's a person, it's a human being, it's a little kid. And like, he didn't have to die of dirty water, not in today's age. Not in today's age when we have the answer to the problem, when we know what we can do about it. And just people decide not to, or like you said, make the uproar about Cecil the lion. I mean, every American probably knows the name Cecil the lion, or at least 90% probably do. And like, I bet not even 10%, not even 5% know that 5,000 kids every day are dying just because of dirty water.
I don't even think it's 1%.
Right.
I didn't know it was that many. That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's just, it's hard to internalize those numbers too. Even if you hear that number, it goes in your head and it sort of bounces around. There's no like point of reference. Yeah, it's. Do they have this idea of who you are?
They know me as Efeosa Mabuti Mangbo. That's my name.
But to try to. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
no, you're fine.
To you or to me, okay, like you tell me that 5,000 people, 5,000 children die every day because of lack of water. I can't get that in my head. I mean, I know I'm trying. I know it's horrific, but I mean, my head is like, what? Like this is almost like there's no place for it. It's like it's moving around in my head. There's no, like you tell me your grandfather died. I'm like, fuck, man, dude lost his grandfather. You know what I'm saying? It fits. It makes sense. You tell me 5,000 kids die every day because of a lack of water, and I'm just blank. It's like,
for me, man, like I absolutely 100% like, so that was when I gave the chief, Andy Bo's chief, my first promise I ever made the Pygmies, which was we had buried him, and he had told us that he was rejected hospital treatment twice. So he didn't just die of waterborne disease, but his other brother, his father, had died of waterborne disease, and his mom was all alone now, and she couldn't even cry, bro. Whenever I met her, or whenever I saw her at this time, like she was topless, and I could see every single bone in her sternum, like every single rib attached to her sternum, because she was so hungry, and she was so malnourished, and she was so thirsty. And so our team went and we got mangoes, passion fruit, or mangoes and passion fruit juice, rice, and tilapia. And we brought it back and fed it to her, and it wasn't maybe 10 minutes. And I was wondering, is she in shock? Why is she not crying? Why am I messed up from this so much more than the mother? And it was because she was so malnourished. She just didn't have the energy to produce a tear over her son's death. So she got the mango, she drank the passion fruit juice. It wasn't 10, 15 minutes later that then she started sobbing, because she had like that sugar and that energy a little bit. And then after that, like, dude, the next day was so brutal. And I had blisters on my hand from digging the grave, and that's when the chief came up and said, the first time we went and got treatment, they told the mother, you're too dirty to come in here. And she said, well, can you give him treatment? I know it's just a pill or a shot. And they said, do you have money? She said, I'm a slave, I don't get paid in money. And they said, well, then go away. And then the second day, the whole village, and this is like 85 or 100 people, they grab everything they can, which was like almost 2 dozen eggs. They brought a chicken, they brought a bag of charcoal, they brought firewood, and then they were able to beg, because they don't make money, or these ones hadn't at this time, and they were able to beg enough for $3.50 worth of Congolese franc, and $3 was the treatment. $3 I think it was $1 for the pills that would have helped Andy Bo. They're probably too late for the pills to work, but maybe $3 for the shot, the injection that would have helped him quicker. And it was something like $45. It's in the book. I got the real number. $45 for his casket that I buried him in. And it's just like blew my mind that like the oppressors, the people that, the Makpala, the non-pygmies that surround the pygmies, were thinking like, these people are so worthless, or they're like animals or whatever, that it's easier for us to let them die, or cheaper for us to let them die than to take care of them. And so that's when the chief grabbed me and pulled me to the side and said, Efe, which is Efeosa, is my first pygmy name. It means the man who loves us. And he pulled me aside and said, Efe, like, we don't have a voice. Nobody knows about our suffering. Can you help tell people? Can you be a voice for us? And that was when I said yes. And that, because I couldn't promise them clean water. I couldn't promise them land. Like, I didn't know how all of that stuff was going to go, but I knew that through MMA and through like some of the other stuff, like a platform, that, hey, I can at least help these people have a voice of some sort, even if it's just with 100 people. You know, maybe I can help them have a voice.
Dude. Whew. Boy, Justin.
Sorry, bro. I went heavy.
No, but don't apologize at all. Thank you. Thank you for just being you.